Hey guys, what's up? This is Snappy J here again with you guys. Sorry that I missed last week. I was sick and was unable to speak. I lost like all of my voice, so I wasn't able to say anything really. So it kind of would have been a hoarse-voiced episode and wouldn't have been very fun to listen to. But anyways, this is my thought of the day, and I just thought I wanted to talk about the concept of replaying games. Because the kind of the common theme today, it seems like, is a lot of people will go and buy a new game on day one. They'll go into GameStop or wherever and pick up a game and beat it within like the first week or so, and then just won't ever go back to it. They'll just take it back and resell it. And that's not like a concept that I ever really understood myself, like, because I don't do that usually. I don't sell like many of my games. Like, there are very few of them that I'll actually dislike enough, I guess, to take back to the store and just not ever play again. I mean, most of them, there's a couple of games that I have that I haven't touched in years and years, but most of them I'm sure that I'll go back someday and check them out again, just to experience them again. But I guess, like, the thought I had was, okay, why do I go back and play these old games? Like, I'll go back and play games on my Super Nintendo, my original Nintendo, N64, whatever. Why do I go back and play those games? And I think that the big reason is that I want to, I guess, experience it again and kind of recapture some of that initial joy that I had from playing that game for the first time. There's certain games, like especially the Zelda series and the Mario series, that I love to go back and play again and just experience that again. And it's just such a great, just, I guess, a nostalgic trip. I think that's kind of the buzzword for this episode is nostalgia, because that's kind of the big reason why I think most people go back and actually play these games again, because generally for the Mario series, the Zelda series, there's not a big reason to go back and play them again, for new content wise. There's not a whole lot of new things to explore and to see again once you've seen it for the first time. There's nothing extra there for you to do once you've beat the game. I mean, sometimes there's a new game plus, which Jeff and I have talked about before, with like Xenoblade, with Borderlands. There's a new game plus thing where it just adds new content once you've beat the game, adds that extra level of difficulty or new options for you to play. But why do we play these games that don't have these extra options, the extra content there for you? And like I said, I think that's it's very nostalgia based for the most part, because for people that never experienced that game, maybe for the first time. Because I know there's a lot of games that people will that talk about all the time. Like, I think Beyond Good and Evil is a really good reference for that. I haven't played that game before, but I've always heard so much about it and how everybody loves it so much. And so when it came out on XBLA, the Xbox Live Arcade, there was a demo that came out for it, and so I tried it out and played it. And I guess, like, having come to it this far, like, in the future, so much time later, like, I didn't really understand it as much as maybe as you guys did that played it for the first time when it came out. I didn't really get it, and I think that there's kind of that barrier there for people that didn't play it the first time when it was first there. So I think that people coming back to these games that have played them before, there's that nostalgia because they remember loving it so much and coming back and playing it. And I guess that could be a double-edged sword sometimes when you come back and play a game that you remember playing as a kid, and you realize that, oh, well, maybe it wasn't actually as good as I remember it being. But there's still that nostalgia there, and you remember little bits and pieces of the game that you loved so much, and coming back to it, and that's always fun. And it's kind of impossible to recapture that initial joy and surprise maybe from that first time playing, but it's fun to go down that trip again and just to see the game again. And there's certain games that I love to play at least like every year. Ocarina of Time is one of those games I love playing every year. It's just such a great game, and I just remember experiencing it for the first time was just awesome. It was just pure joy and excitement and surprise, and just experiencing all this adventure and these new mechanics for the first time, and it was just a great time to be a gamer. And it was just, it's great, and I love to go back and play that again and to see those things again that I know so well now and know like the back of my hand. I mean, I could probably recite like the whole game to you, but I won't bore you with that. A lot of my friends will ask me sometimes, or like people that haven't played it and are playing it for the first time, how do you get past a certain part? And it's like, oh, you do this, you go left here, right there, you find the key there. It's pretty funny. I have like an encyclopedic knowledge of that game now, like I'm sure many of you do that have played it when it first came out. But yeah, I just think that nostalgia is a big reason for that. And is that a good thing or a bad thing? I'm not really sure. I think that nostalgia can be, it's a double-edged sword. As well. I think that it's unfortunate to use it as a crutch too much, because then you're kind of crippling yourself and not moving your series forward. When you're continuing the series, like we've seen, I think with like the new Super Mario Bros. Franchise. But yeah, I mean, replaying games. That's back on track here. We're talking about replaying games. I don't know if I have anything else to say to you guys. But yeah, so what do you guys think of it? Replaying games that don't have extra content, or just playing games that you remember playing as a kid and going back to them. I mean, do you replay games? Do you just play them once and put them down? I mean, I think a lot of people, just because they can't recapture that initial excitement and joy from like the first time they played it, they're done with it. They don't need to play it again. And that's cool. Everybody has their own deal. But yeah, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you guys. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Snappy J. This is my thought of the day. Press end to end and keep snappy.